So, Tim, when you were 16, you became involved in getting bands to come to the hall. Could you please tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, certainly. When I was 16, I just started work, and I was also going to the Venture Scout unit across the road, 52nd Epping Forest Scouts. And a friend of mine, also from the Scout Troop, had been promoting local bands from a couple of the schools in the area, most notably Bancrofts and Woodford County High School for Girls.
Okay, and so how did you told me that you actually used to help book them.
Yes, we used to promote the events in the local area, so that would mean making posters on photocopy machines and sticking them up on walls and that kind of thing, and just getting the word out at the local schools and in the local area.
So when the bands came, how were you involved with that? I mean, they came to the hall, didn't they?
They did, yeah. A friend of mine, Roger Breckle, he'd been organising some smaller events in the Woodford Green area. There used to be a scout hut down there called
Sorry, sweetheart.
West Grove, and he'd done some events there. And they were sort of gaining more popularity, and he actually booked the Memorial Hall.
Okay, so what was it like for groups coming here?
It was quite it's quite a big hall, the Memorial Hall, and the events were very well attended. And being as that they were sort of punk, new wave events, there was quite a high energy, sort of excitable young crowd.
So age range?
Age range would have been around about the 16, 17, 18 age groups. Probably some cider being drunk and that kind of thing. And local schools, boys and girls getting together. Quite fun from what I can remember.
Can you remember the name of any of the bands that used to play here?
Yeah, we had One Ego, the Deadheads. I think there was a band called Vicious Bootlace, if my memory serves me correct. And another one called the Jump Squad.
So quite a few.
Quite a few, yeah. There were some other bands, I can't quite remember the names now, but I know we put some adverts in the New Musical Express paper for bands to send tapes in and stuff, and we went through the tapes and picked the bands we wanted to appear, and I think some of those bands were sort of semi-professional sort of bands, so it was all good fun.
And how long did this go on for?
I can only remember 2 events at the Memorial Hall. Unfortunately, I think the last event they had here, I think people got a little bit overexcited. I think a window got broken or something, and we weren't allowed to book any more events here.
Oh, that's a shame. But so the other gigs you were telling me about were in the Woodford area as well?
Yeah, down in West Grove. That's in just off Snakes Lane in Woodford. That was a small scout hut, and that was again local sort of bands from the local schools.
Did you play in the front part of the hall or the back part of the hall?
It was in the front part of the hall because there was quite a nice stage in the front part of the Memorial Hall, so that served well for.
And how did it work with the lighting? Because obviously the lighting here is quite elderly.
Yeah, we bought some. I think extra lights were brought in. The same as sound systems, speakers and that kind of stuff. So all the equipment was brought in. We sort of transformed the hall a bit, I think.
Did you also act as a bit of a bouncer?
I certainly helped out on the front door, just sort of taking the money and just trying to keep some sort of order and stuff. Yeah.
I've heard that you used to stamp people. Is that correct?
Yes, we used to stamp people as they paid, just prove they'd been in. So if they wanted to go out and come back in again, we know they'd paid.
And is it also true that you sometimes had strobe lighting?
There was some strobe lighting here. Yes, I think I also remember one of the bands climbing up into the rafters and sort of singing from high up as well, which was probably quite dangerous, but that was obviously before the days of health and safety, so quite fun.
Can you remember anything else that time?
No, just it's been very exciting. There was not a lot went on in Woodford in those days, so they were quite well attended. They created quite a buzz amongst all the local kids and stuff. So yeah, it was just fun times really. Part of being a youth and being young, I guess.
Are you still in contact with some of your You're friends from that period?
I am, yes. Just mainly sort of Facebook contacts. People move away and that sort of thing. But I'm very determined to getting in contact with a chap called Michael, who's used to be a good friend of mine at that time. Haven't seen him for quite some time, but I think it'd be fun to reminisce about those days.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure.